as always, with your number 1, Lance Armstrong, finished 23rd in the Tour de France. As it concluded today, Alberto Contador won his 3rd Tour in the last 4 years. Armstrong has struggled, as many people expected, over the last couple of years. Does that affect the way that you will remember him?
No, it doesn't really affect me. The only thing that would affect me is if it came out that he was taking steroids for those 7 years he won it, and then...
Well, now Floyd Landis come out and said he saw him shooting up, I mean, it's back and forth again.
Yeah, well, we've seen how reliable Floyd Landis' information has been. He's the one who started off lying about even taking steroids, so can we really trust Floyd Landis in the first place?
You gotta figure Floyd Landis is like the Jose Canseco of cycling.
Well, Jose Canseco's had some truth.
Well, there may be some truth there. I just don't think, I think the whole Lance Armstrong thing is kind of out of...
Jose Canseco also got beaten by a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, yeah.
He did.
That was a couple weeks ago, but... I don't think it's going to change the perception of Lance Armstrong. I mean, the dude won, how many did he win in a row? Like 7 straight titles or something like that. So he still, even though he didn't win the past couple times around, I still do think the whole 7 titles thing is pretty impressive, and I think that'll help him out. So.
Yeah, he won 7 Tour de France's in a row. It's like saying, it ruined Michael Jordan's legacy when he went to the Wizards after winning all the championships with the Bulls. So I have no problem with Lance Armstrong struggling. The guy's old.
Good comparison. Good comparison. Yeah. Number 2, Alex Rodriguez, still stuck on 599 career home runs. Got hit by a pitch today, but also 2 for 4 once again. And people are still saying he didn't get it done. Getting it done at the plate, percentage-wise, but is it as important to baseball as 600 used to be in today's society?
600, I think, with A-Rod, it's not as big because he's come out about using steroids, using performance enhancers. So I think it's a little tainted, just like everyone thinks Barry Bonds' record. I mean, A-Rod's not going to be there yet. He could be if he keeps up the way he's playing for these next couple of years. But I think 600 with A-Rod, I honestly don't think it's as big as everyone's making it seem, personally. But I'm an A-Rod hater, so I guess...
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree with you on all levels there, even being the A-Rod hater, Gatesy, but I just don't think, even if a non-tainted guy was to get 600 home runs, there's just so many people that are, like, even in the 500 home run club and approaching the 600 home run club, that it's just become so overblown and overrated that I just honestly don't think it's as big as it was before. Now, say, for instance, Ken Griffey Jr. was still playing the game and he was coming up to 700 home runs, that would be huge. Yes. But just the 600 home run club is kind of... The whole 500 and 600 home run club has just become way overvalued.
I agree.
It's not only, having the roid muscles to hit 600 home runs, it's having the longevity. He plays a good third base, played a great shortstop when he played for the Rangers, and he's not injured all that often. So to be in the game for that long, to hit 600, and he's going to hit a lot more, that's just as impressive as hitting that many home runs.
Number 3, the Chicago Bulls, set to try and acquire Tracy McGrady to the roster. But is T-Mac worth anything at this point in his career, considering he's been out of the game and he's had some injuries?
The guy gets injured every single year. Give him 20 games, I guarantee he'll be injured again.
Gates, can you answer me a question quickly? Is Tracy McGrady LeBron James?
No.
Then it doesn't matter. The Bulls didn't get LeBron James, so whoever else they get doesn't really matter. I mean, if Tracy McGrady is just one of those guys that just plays wherever someone will give him a contract, so he can make some money, and he'll get hurt in a couple weeks, and he'll find some new exciting injury to get that no one's ever had before, and he'll just sit out the rest of the season.
Yeah. The Bulls, they don't need LeBron James. They got Joakim Noah. They got everyone else. Tracy McGrady.
Joakim Noah.
What'd I say?
Joakim Noah.
Yeah. They got the guy with the long hair that played for Florida.
On the scumbag stash.
Yeah.
Just like Wolf.
The Chicago Bulls will be fine.
You really got to do it to me, Gates.
I do.
I know. The thing I was going to say is that it was the same Joakim Noah that was spotted a couple days ago in a I think it was a marijuana shop buying bongs. So yeah, that's pretty smart.
He likes his tobacco.
Number 4, Terrell Owens could be on his way to the St. Louis Rams. Still some talks and negotiations to be discussed, but just like T-Mac, is Owens a difference maker at this stage in his career?
I still think Owens is a difference maker. Excuse me. with the Bills, he caught 57 balls for 800 yards still. With someone, a decent quarterback, and an offensive line that can actually protect a quarterback for more than...
Is that in St. Louis, though?
True.
They eat a lot.
I would definitely have to say I don't think that the St. Louis Rams would really be a good fit for T.O. I don't think T.O. is going to end up in St. Louis just because of once it came out, everyone started saying that T.O. is not going to be going to St. Louis. I really think that T.O. is going to end up in Cincinnati because they said Antonio Bryant, the guy they signed in the offseason over T.O., is still kind of hurt, so they want to pick someone up. But I definitely do think that wherever T.O. goes, he's going to benefit. He's going to make some nice money. But I would definitely say St. Louis. It's not time to get your popcorn ready yet because I don't think T.O.'s coming.
Yeah, I don't know. What a worse way to ruin a quarterback if they put Sam Bradford as the starter and then bring T.O. in there, and then Bradford struggles like most first-year quarterbacks do. What a way to ruin a guy, then bring T.O. in to tear him apart. I don't see it fitting. Carson Palmer, sure, he's an established quarterback, and T.O. can say whatever he wants to him.
Look at Tony Romo. Tony Romo was, first, second-year quarterback. T.O. came in. He didn't really succeed when T.O. was there, but T.O. may have helped into the morphing of Tony Romo to the point where T.O. cried over his quarterback.
Yeah, T.O. had Pro Bowl years when he was in Dallas. He scored double-digit touchdowns. He didn't come close to doing that in Buffalo.
Yeah, and I would definitely say if T.O. had the choice between St. Louis and Cincinnati, I think for his career at this point, being an older wide receiver, just go to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Even if they don't make the playoffs, it's better for you. There's a better option. They won the division last year. St. Louis didn't win. I don't know how many games they won.
They won one.
They won one game. So I would say Cincinnati won 10. St. Louis won 1.
Also, in Cincinnati, there's Ocho Cinco, and they could advertise their shows for VH1.
Well, I do. If I'm not mistaken, I do think that that Terrell Owens said on Twitter a few weeks ago, if the Bengals signed him, he would change his name to Ocho Uno, and there'd be Ocho Uno and Ocho Cinco. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's.
I really hope not.
It's all publicity.
I really hope you're mistaken.
Number 5, another high-profile athlete, Tom Brady, having some contract negotiation issues with the Patriots. There's been talks maybe he'll skip camp on day 1, but I would think the majority of people would say no way. Is Tom Brady in camp when it kicks off?
Yeah, Brady will be in camp. That's what he is to his team. He's the leader of the team and everything. So he'll be in camp. He'll be in camp. That's enough said.
There's no way Tom Brady can't be in camp. If Tom Brady doesn't show up to camp, I don't know what the big deal. I don't know how the entire area of New England would react because I definitely think they're gonna have to pay Tom Brady because I can't see Tom Brady playing anywhere else. Plus, if Tom Brady leaves the Patriots or doesn't show up to camp, it's gonna be a huge news. It's gonna be a huge news story, and everyone's gonna freak out and get all scared.
It's like I would compare it to the Jeter situation. Yeah. It would mean if Jeter left New York, it would mean similar to New England if Tom Brady left, but we haven't heard it out of Tom Brady's mouth that he wants to leave, or that he wants to hold out.
The only thing he said is that he was unhappy with his contract. He's not being paid like the type of player he is, which is understandable.
I agree.
He's made himself from a six-round draft pick to one of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks in NFL history. So it's just pay the guy what he's due.
The Kraft family, as well as Belichick, have had issues with paying people and letting people walk. My biggest issue with the Patriots was when they let Troy Brown walk away. They did it a couple times. But it was the season after he had that notable play in the playoffs against the Chargers, where Brady threw an interception, Troy Brown comes over and strips, I don't know if it was Quentin Jam or whoever picked it off. He strips him of the ball, and then the Patriots recover it. They go on to score the touchdown or the field goal that wins the game. And you cut a guy like that. He played corner for them that year, too. Mm-hmm. He played both ways. And you cut the guy. You can't even keep him on the roster. I mean, they didn't even make an offer. He wanted to stay, obviously, and he came back later in his career. But I mean, it's not right to treat people like that, but the Patriots are known for doing it.
Couple of things to note here. Tom Brady will be in camp. He's a team guy. He's always been a team guy. But what is it with Boston teams and their front offices just ruining their teams on the field? Look at the Red Sox. They could have had Teixeira. They could have had A-Rod. But their front office blew it. And if you're Tom Brady and you have to sit at home with Gisele Bundchen, you win either way.